Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. Women in cybercrime are more common than you think. Mayra Rosario Fuentes, underground criminal expert at Trend Micro, joins me to discuss. Mayra, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you for inviting me.
You got it. According to a new report, the Gender Equal Cyber Criminal Underground from Trend Micro, women in cybercrime are more common than you think. Before we get into the findings, what was the methodology and research tactics employed for the report?
So we use two AI generators. One is a gender analyzer that already has certain words and already have been programmed to go over at least 1,000 different journalists' papers. So it's able to identify gender based on what we knew the writer was, the journalist. And then the other one was SEMrush, which is a paid program where they have their own specialized AI that will identify who's using the website.
What percentage of women are cyber criminals, and why do you think there's been an uptick?
Oh, well, we're having more women in STEM in general. So more women are getting into computers, and if you see, the cyber underground works just like it does in the real world. So if we see more people in the real world getting involved in computers and more STEM, you're going to see that in the underground too.
Why does gender play a smaller role in underground cyber criminal forums?
Well, one of the things we see for gender is that there are a lot of jobs for women specifically. They may not be the most glamorizing jobs in the underground, but they are things like for money mules, laundering, using women for voice overs, for also romance schemes. So you see these type of things, but we're now seeing women getting involved in groups like ransomware gangs. It's just not spoken of. They know who the criminal is. They know it's a woman, but it's not important to them. They get to hang out with each other. They know about their private lives. So gender is not important to them. And when there's rules for more intensive jobs, like to do ransomware, gender is not specified at all. If it's open to anyone.
What were some other patterns you identified in the research?
So some of the patterns we saw was the 30% of women in the underground. But before that, women have always been participating in cybercriminal forums. It's just that in the past, women wouldn't identify themselves. If they had, they would usually get harassed. So some of the things we're seeing now is that people are more open to talk about gender, and people are not being so harassed anymore. You see sometimes discussions, threads where someone discusses that they found out a alias of a person is a woman, and you'll see somewhere along the thread, someone's like, well, who cares if it's a woman? She's doing the job. But in the past, it would be like, ooh, we hate her. We have to get her off the forum. We have to harass her. So we're seeing things like that that's changing in the underground.
How can gender biases impact law enforcement and industry investigations?
So most investigators automatically assume the criminal is a male. So when you're doing investigations, sometimes that will automatically eliminate many things that you won't look into. So if you're looking through a friends list, if you automatically assume it's male, you might not look at certain people in the friends list and not research them, and you'll have to sometimes go back. So you might waste some time during your research.
Anything else of note the audience should be aware of, and what is the cybersecurity industry doing to mitigate this?
I wouldn't say there's something to mitigate, because this is just that we're seeing more women participate in these criminal forums. It's more of letting researchers know that they shouldn't automatically assume it's a male doing the criminal activities, and that you should be open to other venues when you're investigating the criminal.
Right. I appreciate the insight, Mayra. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq.
Okay, thank you.